threats that all of us face: nuclear weapons and terrorism, climate change and poverty, genocide and disease. And I will say to all those yearning faces beyond our shores, that you matter to us. Your future is our future, and our moment is now. America, our moment is now. Boston, our moment is now. Now is the time for us to bring about the change that all of you are so hungry for. Our moment is now. I don't want to spend the next 4 years re-arguing the same partisan, petty arguments that we had all through the 1990s. I don't want to pit red America against blue America. I want to be president of the United States of America. And if my opponent comes at me with the same sort of fear-mongering and swift voting that we've become accustomed to in some of these political campaigns, I will go right at them, because I believe that the American people are tired of the politics of fear. They want the politics of hope. We're going to stop talking about fear and talk about the future, and that will be a victory, not just for Democrats, but for all of America. That's why I'm running for president of the United States. You know, I'm not running to fulfill some long-held plans or because I think it's owed to me. I always knew that this was an improbable journey that I was on. I've never been on a journey that wasn't. I'm running because of what Dr. King called the fierce urgency of now. Because I believe there's such a thing as being too late. And that hour is almost upon us. I don't want to wake up 4 years from now and find out that millions of Americans still don't have health insurance because we didn't have the courage to take on the insurance industry. I don't want to see that oceans have risen a few more inches, the planet has reached a point of no return because we couldn't find a way to stop our addiction to foreign oil and our willingness to pollute the planet. I don't want to see more American lives put at risk because nobody had the courage or the judgment to ask questions before we send American troops into a misguided war. I don't want homeless veterans on the streets. I don't want another generation of American children sent through failing schools. I don't want it for my daughters. I don't want it for your sons. I don't want it for America. That is not the future I imagine for America. I see something different on the horizon. I am fighting for something new. A new direction. A fundamental change. I am running for the same reason that 2 decades ago I moved to Chicago to work as a community organizer, fighting for jobs for the jobless and hope for the homeless on the streets of the South Side. For the same reason that I fought for justice and equality as a civil rights attorney. For the same reason that I fought for Illinois families as a legislator. Because the only reason that I'm standing here today, the only reason that I'm standing here today is because somebody, somewhere, sometime, stood up when it was risky, stood up when it was hard, stood up when it wasn't popular. And because that somebody stood up, a few more stood up, then a few thousand stood up, and then a few million million stood up. Standing up with courage and conviction, they somehow managed to change the world. Boston, that is the moment that we're in right now. I'm working to give our children and grandchildren the same chance somebody gave me. I'm running and standing up to keep the American dream alive for those who still hunger for opportunity and still thirst for equality. That's why I'm asking you to stand up with me. That's why I want you to go to New Hampshire with me. It's only an hour away. You can go and campaign and make a difference. That's why I don't want you to settle for what the cynics say you've got to settle for. Don't just settle for what they tell you is possible. Reach for what you know is possible. A new kind of politics. A nation heals. A world repaired. An America that believes again. Thank you, Boston. I love you.